A Christopher Nolan James Bond movie set in the 1960s starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. What? Yeah. Now, we all suspected that possibly Christopher Nolan would take on James Bond, and who wouldn't want to watch that? It is kind of interesting, though, because he's such... Obviously, you know, he likes originality, and I love his original movies, but of course, when he takes on an existing IP, it's kind of, you know, interesting to see what he would actually do with that. I mean, look what he did with Batman. I mean, some consider that some of the best superhero movies ever, okay? Will you hear that, Martin Scorsese? But now he could take on James Bond, and Aaron Taylor Johnson has been rumored that he's like trying to get the gig and whatever. We probably won't hear anything about this for a while, but it is pretty interesting that we have this article right here. Rumor, Christopher Nolan's James Bond set in the 1960s, very faithful to Ian Fleming's novels. Why not? You have to have a different spin on James Bond. Obviously, that's what happened when it came to the Daniel Craig ones. There was a different spin. It was more rugged, more badass James Bond. Wasn't like the, you know, just kind of broke the mold a little bit. So why not just go back to the 1960s? Go back to the source material. And we all know that Christopher Nolan likes to do this. So apparently, that is what's happening right here. It's just a rumor, though, so you got to play it. You know, you got to remember, you got to take it with a huge grain of salt. I, for one, think this would be fantastic because I just imagine just a James Bond story, Christopher Nolan, and just him doing that whole thing like he did with Oppenheimer, because obviously that was a biopic about a real person, and somehow he still did the Christopher Nolan thing where he was planting little things like right in the first act, and then it was going to go back to it in the third act, where you literally just like that last line of the movie, you're just like, oh my God, what the hell? My butthole's puckering. So if that's going to happen with James Bond, I'm all for it, and let me know what you guys think down below. Are you all for this too? Do that. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe, everything. Love you. Talk to you later.